Woon mustered up the courage to share his suggestion with Moon, their father and the esteemed leader of the divine cult. Moon encouraged Woon to speak his mind, and he proposed inviting families from outside the Central Plains to participate in the Heavenly Demonic Festival. This suggestion intrigued his siblings. Moon inquired about his reasoning, and he explained that although these families were currently suppressed by the divine cult, there was a possibility they could turn against them in the future. By inviting them, they would have to prove their loyalty to the cult. Moon expressed his approval of his suggestion and sought their siblings' opinions. Jin agreed, recognizing the opportunity to showcase both their power and benevolence. Pleased, Moon tapped the table and stood, declaring that they had turned a potential crisis into a great opportunity. With the Heavenly Demonic Festival swiftly approaching, he wished them all good luck, and the meeting came to an end. As they walked outside, Jin remarked that the Heavenly Demonic Festival would be quite enjoyable. Wool expressed concern to Woon about the implications of bringing in forces from the frontier. He assured her that he had a plan and requested that she not worry too much. Although the situation had changed since he left the Heavenly Demonic Cave, he knew that the cult leader would raise the stakes. He understood that he had merely brought another player into the game. In the month leading up to the Heavenly Demonic Festival, Wool and Woon rode in a carriage, discussing the Frontier King and the Asura tribe. As they journeyed, Wool brought up the topic of the Frontier King, the ruler of the desert for centuries. Woon explained that in the Kutcha region of the desert, there once thrived a prosperous civilization known as the Kutcha Kingdom. He believed that there was nothing stopping them from reclaiming their former glory. Wool then asked if the Asura tribe was also located in the Kutcha region. Woon confirmed her assumption, stating that the Asura tribe had been steadily amassing wealth and power there for a considerable period. Furthermore, more than half of the 36 tribes in the desert were already allied with them. Woon knew, according to the novel, after the Heavenly Demonic Festival, the Frontier King would emerge from the Asura tribe and become a valuable ally to the second young master, Jin, in the future. Thus, his mission was to recruit the talent who would eventually become the Frontier King and plan for their collective future. Wool speculated that Asmit might be the person Woon was referring to when mentioning the Asura tribe. However, Woon replied that he was uncertain, indicating that there could be other possibilities to consider. 1 week before the Heavenly Demonic Festival, a bustling crowd gathered outside the palace. Jin, always charismatic, greeted the crowd with warmth and enthusiasm. Woon, observing from afar, couldn't help his own inability to even say hello to Jin due to the commotion. Suddenly, a man arrived, causing a stir among the crowd. People were shocked by his presence. With confidence, he greeted the leader, Moon, introducing himself as Asmit, the blue wolf of the Asura tribe. He expressed his willingness to participate in the Heavenly Demonic Festival, aiming to strengthen the friendship between the Asura clan and the divine cult. Moon, pleased by the man's words, grabbed a glass of wine and warmly welcomed him to the divine cult. They raised their glasses, toasting to the occasion. Beside Woon, Wool remarked on the man's popularity. She turned to Woon, curious and questioning how he planned to convince Asmit. However, to her surprise, he had already disappeared from her side. She wondered where he could have gone, puzzled by his sudden disappearance. In a state of drunkenness, Woon held a liquor and approached Asmit, challenging him to a fight. He taunted Asmit, referring to him as a wolf and questioning his strength, asking if he wanted to test it out. In response, Asmit declined the invitation, stating that he was present as a guest and that they could fight another time. Undeterred, he continued to provoke Asmit, asserting that he was merely a coward and not a true wolf but a puppy, playfully imitating a puppy's bark. Wool, witnessing the commotion, was shocked and couldn't believe what she was witnessing. Asmit, growing angry, decided to let Woon off this time and asked him to leave. Unfazed, Woon persisted and engaged in combat, wielding his sword. Asmit drew his own sword and fought back. Their clash caught the attention of Jin, who swiftly intervened, stopping the fight and ordering Woon to be taken away. Despite being drunk, Woon, with 2 men supporting him, continued to provoke Asmit, refusing to back down and calling him a punk. Jin, bowed respectfully to Asmit, apologized for his brother's disrespectful behavior, attributing it to his excitement. Asmit, understanding the festive atmosphere, assured Jin that there was no need to worry. Wool, filled with disbelief, could only wonder what Woon was scheming this time. She struggled to comprehend his actions and intentions, perplexed by his behavior and the chaos he had caused. Once sobered up, Woon let out a sigh of relief and realized that the alcohol had affected him more than he had anticipated. He acknowledged that he had gotten carried away and overreacted during the confrontation with Asmit. Gathering his thoughts, he knew his next step. As Woon walked, he spotted the lady he had been searching for, Lady Asana Sarah. He called out to her, and she turned to face him, recognizing him as the fourth young master. In her mind, she recalled his reputation for inappropriate behavior and his connection to the heavenly demon's ruin. He was being referred to as the heavenly demon descendant. Sarah felt there was nothing to discuss with Woon and prepared to leave. However, he persisted, understanding her concerns about Asmit's chances of becoming the king of the desert. Sarah was surprised by his knowledge and questioned how he knew about her concerns. Woon responded to her confusion. He acknowledged that Asmit was indeed an exceptional warrior, driven by a strong sense of justice and possessing an unwavering will. However, Woon believed that these qualities, while admirable in a warrior, did not necessarily make Asmit fit to be a king. Being a king required a different set of skills and qualities. He pointed out that if Asmit truly carried the dignity of a king, he would not have resorted to drawing his sword in response to a simple provocation. This indicated that Asmit may not possess the necessary qualities to be a true king. He saw the potential in Lady Asana Sarah herself. He recognized her strength, which had played a significant role in the growth and power of the Asana tribe. He reassured her that she had the qualifications and potential to become the rightful queen of the desert. He believed that she had been overshadowed by Asmit's fame, but it was her own strength that had allowed the Asana tribe to flourish and become a formidable force. She had played a significant role in the growth and power of the Asana tribe. Sarah, taken aback, questioned the notion of her becoming a queen. Undeterred, Woon, with conviction, introduces himself as the son of the divine cult's leader and an official member of the Rahu clan. He pledged his support in helping Sarah become the rightful queen of the desert. A tense situation unfolded as a man held a child hostage. Kwang, quick-witted and determined, tried to reason with the man, urging him to release the child and put an end to his futile struggle. However, the man stubbornly warned him not to approach or else he would harm the child. Remaining calm, Kwang held a coin in his hand, his eyes focused on the man's arm. With precise aim, he threw the coin, striking the man's arm and causing him immense pain. In his moment of weakness, the man released the child and dropped his weapon. Su-yun, swift and agile, rushed forward and caught the child, ensuring their safety. Now that the immediate danger had passed, Kwang turned his attention to the man and proposed returning to the Murim alliance to discuss his identity. Angered and filled with defiance, the man proclaimed that divine punishment would soon befall those who opposed him. Suddenly, his body bulged, and with a final shout of allegiance to the Sun-Moon divine cult, he triggered a self-destruct mechanism. Alert and quick-thinking, he used his sword as a shield to protect himself from the explosion. Meanwhile, Su-yun and the child remained unharmed, having managed to move to a safe distance. Furious and determined, Kwang expressed his anger towards the demonic cultists, questioning their motivations and scheming. He seeks to uncover the secrets and intentions of the Sun-Moon divine cult, realizing that their actions pose a threat to the peace and order of the world.